Todd, this would seem an all-round better performance than for you on Tuesday. Does this shootout's good point, bad point? Does this feel like you salvaged a point or lost a point tonight?
I think when you have a 2-0 lead going in the third period and then you come away with 1 point, I think you feel like you lost a point. But I will say this about, the guys. It's a 2-2 game and they score another goal to make it 3-2. And I think the air went out of the building. But the guys were positive on the bench. And to me, I saw a little bit of, again, I think what these guys are about, and that's the resiliency. And they stuck with it and found a way to tie it. And then obviously it's disappointing that you don't get the extra point in the overtime or the shootout. But there were a lot of good things, well, a lot better things in this game.
You and I talked about this morning that this game, you would see if it was a blip on Tuesday night. Obviously, the team battled back in the third. What can you take from that, knowing that the guys are playing to their identity that they played with last spring?
What I take out of it is just something to build off of. First period was fast. I thought we skated against a good hockey team. We lost a little bit of that in the second period. But, for compared to 60 minutes that we played on Tuesday, comparing it to tonight, there's no comparison for me. We still have to be better in how we manage the puck. We had turnovers that led to opportunities. But we were more engaged and ready to start this game.
When you see a goal go in from the neutral zone like that, do you worry about the next wave and how much energy that gives to the other team?
A little bit, but that's one of those things, when it does happen, that I think it's something that the team can rally around too. I mean, our goaltender has bailed everyone out. Both goaltenders, and that's what they do. And when something like that goes in, that's the opportunity to bail him out. And we had an opportunity. We had a 2-1 hockey game, had a chance on the power play, had a couple good looks, and weren't able to finish there.
Todd, you talked about your first period performance. You liked the jump there. How much of that was the reintroduction of Skilly and Calvert into the lineup? Two guys who are guys that bring that kind of energy.
They had some jump. Jack and Matty were both moving, but even before they got out on the ice, the guys ahead of them had good shifts, so there was good energy there.
You were the last team in the league to have a shootout. How up to date was your shootout list of how you wanted to do things, and how fresh did you kept it because you hadn't been in one of these yet?
How fresh did I keep it? Well, really, the way I look at it is the first three, because three guys are going, and then you're going after that. Just trying to get a feel for guys.
Speaking of getting a feel for guys, Connaughton, can you talk about his game and what you see there?
It's right now. It's hard to fully commit to his game. I didn't notice, really any glaring mistakes. And I thought he was decent, but it's tough right now because as a coach, a lot of times I'm moving up and down the bench and on the ice, and a lot of times I'm not watching the game. I'm looking up and down the bench and looking up at the clock and trying to figure out, looking at their bench, see who's coming over. So there's good portions of the game that I just don't see.
Not the easiest of weeks for Jack Johnson. Just how nice was it to see him get that game-tying goal and then get that round of applause after?
It was great for him, and you could see how his teammates reacted to it too. And that says a lot to Jack and what he means to his teammates. And I heard the crowd too. So it was great that the crowd showed their support of Jack.